Hey, welcome into Carpooling with Ben, folks. We are moving right along as we approach November. As we come into November, folks, it is National Adoption Month, and who better to speak about that topic than a person who has dedicated so much of her life to just the families and the children, not only in Rhode Island, but worldwide, because, you know, what she says is gospel. I believe it. Darlene Allen, the executive director of Adoption Rhode Island. Darlene, if I oversold it, I'm not sorry, because you and your team, your staff, which has been under your leadership for many years, are phenomenal. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Ben. Are you calling me old or, you know?
No, I mean, listen, for a 27-year-old, the amount that you have accomplished is incredible.
Exactly. I mean, I started at a very young age.
You know, it really is something. But you've been at Adoption Rhode Island for a while, and unfortunately, this year we should all be. It's every year around this time I get a nice little email that says, "Hey, come to the State House. We're going to have some snacks. We're going to hear some stories. We're going to have a great time. We're going to give hugs. We're going to shake hands. We're going to have smiles. We're going to have happy tears, not the kind of this is us tears. We're going to have happy tears." But unfortunately, this year we can't do that with National Adoption Month. But we still want people to know what's going on at Adoption Rhode Island. So that begs the question, Darlene, what's going on at Adoption Rhode Island?
Well, thank you so much, Ben, for having me on. Yeah, we've been hosting events and hosting that big event at the State House for decades now. So it's, we're kind of sad that we're not doing it this year. But because of, obviously because of COVID, we're not able to gather together with 300 or 400 of our closest buddies at the State House and to be able to recognize National Adoption Month. But that doesn't mean at Adoption Rhode Island we're not still committed to trying to make sure that that we're raising awareness, that we're celebrating some of the good things that people are doing for kids and families here in Rhode Island, and unveiling our Heart Gallery. So most of what we're going to be doing throughout the month of November is going to be through social media, videos, interviews like this. We're going to be, we're going to be sharing the internet. So we're going to be virtually recognizing and saying thank you to some members of the community. We're going to unveil the Heart Gallery, and we're going to do that. Obviously, we can't do that by having everyone walk into the stateroom and the surprise, but we do have all of our fabulous photographers that have been working with the kids and doing social distance portraits, which was also kind of a different way of us, hosting that part of the project this year. But they're troopers. They care about these kids. They went out there. So we're getting these beautiful portraits of kids, and we're going to be unveiling them, throughout the month on our social media. We're going to host some special information meetings.
Okay, great.
We're going to have, workshops, all sorts of things throughout the month.
That's awesome. I'd be remiss if I didn't pay homage to the late, great Judy McSorley, who we lost a few years ago. But she was one of the biggest champions over there at Adoption Rhode Island. I had specific orders when I worked at Cardi's Furniture. If Judy calls, just say yes. Because it came from such a place of true commitment, as all of you folks over there, and on the various events, the various things and efforts that you all did over there at Adoption Rhode Island to, give kids that forever home. And when Judy started telling Nick, Ron, and Pete about the Heart Gallery, we were on board, hosting it many times at the various stores and locations there, because it is truly something special. What is the Heart Gallery for those who don't know about it?
Sure. Yeah. Well, to your point, we miss Judy every single day. She embodies and had embodied, really the heart and soul of the work that we do at Adoption Rhode Island. She helped to launch in Rhode Island the first Heart Gallery, and it was part of her DNA, and it still is part of our love of her, that we continue to try to make each year a better year than the year prior in her honor with the Heart Gallery. But and Cardi's, continues to be such a support of us and continues to host the Heart Gallery. So for people that don't know what the Heart Gallery is, it is a project that Adoption Rhode Island works on with local photographers to take beautiful portraits of children that are in foster care. Some of them are school-age children, some of them are older, these are kids that need families. They might live in group homes, they might live in foster homes. They're not going to be going home to their birth family for different reasons. And so it's one way for us to be able to do a couple of things. One is give these young people the opportunity to have a photo shoot and to feel special. We get them clothes, we have them pick out where they want to have that photo shoot, and they can really have a beautiful time. The photographers make it awesome. And then, importantly, then we're able to use these photos to bring these photos out into the communities, because so many people don't really understand that there are beautiful foster children right here in the state of Rhode Island that need families. And so what we do is we use those photos, we bring them around the community, we have people realize that kids in Rhode Island need families, and then we reach out and hopefully families will provide permanency for these children. Sometimes they become mentors, sometimes they become adoptive parents, other times they provide, because they see the Heart Gallery, they provide other types of resources to Adoption Rhode Island to meet our mission of giving these kids a better life.
Yeah, it's something very, very special. When you look up the word legacy in the dictionary or online, there's a picture of Judy right there, because how she just really pushed this, and her husband and her family. I remember the first time unloading all of the easels at one of the stores, that there's her son, come on, everybody pitches in, everybody gets in. So it was really something special. The photographers, we got to talk about them, because how they have really over the years made this such a unique, for some of these kids, this is the only professional photo they'll get taken that they can keep. Because
Correct.
Let's face it, school photos are not cheap, they're expensive, and there's not always the guarantee that the family that they're with at the time will be able to afford to purchase some of them. So sometimes this is the only professional photo of this child that they get to keep.
And for kids in foster care, sometimes, because unfortunately sometimes they move around, they may not even get the school photo, and so for everyone, we look back at our childhoods and we look at different photos. And so for some kids that grow up in foster care, they don't have a lot of photos. So this is a moment in time that marks something positive in their childhood. And so one of the things too is that when they do get adopted, we generally then bring that Heart Gallery portrait, and the child is very happy then to be able to then share that with their new family. And we hear so much from some families that becomes the portrait that they put up in their living room, or in some place in their house. So it becomes a little bit even more symbolic that it shows the child not as a foster child, it shows the child as a beautiful child, and gives them that moment of time where there's positive childhood memories. And back to the legacy thing, I just also want to mention that there still is a legacy that Judy continues to help these kids. It's called the Judith McSoley Fund at Rhode Island Foundation. So if anyone would like to support that work, that fund continues to provide emergency support for youth who are at risk of aging out of foster care, or some youth that have exited foster care, to help them get a better education, and to make sure that if they have some specific needs related to transitioning successfully out of foster care, it provides Adoption Rhode Island to be able to then help those older youth to meet some of their needs, so that they can have a better adulthood.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you on the spot here. We're going to switch topics here. Not topics altogether, but just the angle. What is the biggest myth or misconception about foster and adoption care that you hear on a regular basis that you can dispel for us right now? What's the biggest thing out there?
Well, some of the biggest things are that people feel like I'm not worthy enough, I can't do it because my house isn't perfect, or I'm single, or they're never going to pick me, or the process is just so horrible that I'll never get through it. I don't make a lot of money. I mean, those are the kind of things that I think people internalize that, have that make them stop making that first phone call. And so we're always trying to tell people, give us a call. Let's talk about it, because, you don't need to be rich. You don't need to own, a mansion. You don't need to be married.
Sure.
You can be married, but you don't need to be married.
Sure.
And so if you are a safe person, so I mean, if you have some significant criminal history, or that might be a problem as
Sure.
far as caring for a child. But other than that, if you have love in your heart and you really want to be able to make a difference in a child's life, we'd love to be able to hear from you and help you to make that happen.
It's like the wise artist, phenomenal, great entertainer once said, "My love don't cost a thing." That was Jennifer Lopez.
Mhm.
She said that. So maybe if we could get Jenny from the block
Yeah.
to write maybe, I don't know, a $5 million grant for Adoption Rhode Island
Yeah.
out of this show, I think that would be great. So
Yeah. I mean, I'm all in with you
yeah,
on that.
yeah. I know
I
she
love that.
watches. Jennifer Lopez, thank you so much for always watching. We appreciate that. You can reach out to Adoption Rhode Island right through their website. I'm sure they'd be
Yes.
waiting
Well,
anxiously
we,
to take your
we
email.
would, welcome.
No, but anybody can get involved through financial donation, helping to support the great work you do. You do have the regular giving programs. Where can people go to learn more information about that?
Yeah, I mean, it would be great. I would, we rely on community support. Come to our website, www.adoptionri.org, or email me, dallen, DALLEN, @adoptionri.org. Particularly, we always rely on community support. Our budget is about 45% of our budget is individual donations, fundraisers, grants, and so forth. And so for us to be able to continue to do our work, we need community support, and we're blessed to have some. But particularly now through COVID, we have more kids with more needs. So not only do we recruit families and support kids that are in foster care to find families, we have counseling programs. We have education programs for kids who are older and getting ready to exit foster care. We provide emergency assistance. Again, we wrap around like a total support package to kids and families that we work with. And during COVID, it's difficult. There are more needs and, less opportunity for us to be able to do our fundraisers that we do all the time. So, we need your help.
Well, I look forward to a time where we'll be able to get back to the new normal and get back to seeing people in person and being able to just that great event that happens at the State House, but year round, all the support and love that comes right from the hearts of all your staff, yourself included. That office, you really, really something incredible. And I know the thousands of children that your organization has impacted are truly grateful, and it's very special. Folks, learn more about Adoption Rhode Island, learn what they do, see what is happening in action, follow them on social media, subscribe to their emails, just put them down as a special organization that that every dollar you give, every ounce of support you give is going directly to help this organization deliver incredible service to these kids. Darlene, it was great to see you, even though it's socially distanced. But you know what? We're going to get together again soon someday, and I'll be able to celebrate.
Thank you.
Thank you.